Welcome to Talk Nursing to Me. I'm Nurse V, and this is Nurse Denny, the one and only. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm excited.
You excited?
Yes, I've been wanting to be on your podcast.
Well, thank you for coming to this podcast. First, I would like to let you guys know how I met Nurse Danny. Me and Nurse Danny, we actually went to nursing school together. We went to Roxborough.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Roxborough.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Roxborough. I mean, at one point, I'm not going to lie, I literally would say, I hate this school. I hate this school.
Yeah.
I hate this school. But, I mean, this school has led me to meet beautiful people like you.
Thank you.
So, shout outs to Roxborough. And then, on top of that, when I learn other programs, there's some programs that people have been going through.
Yeah.
Roxborough is actually a pretty good school.
It actually is for a school that's very much like it was hard, but at the same time, like, and we hated it during it, but at the same time, it was a good school. You know, it had its ups and downs, but for sure, like academically wise, which is the biggest point,
right?
The only point that matters. It was good.
Right. And what our passing rate was 100%.
I believe so. Everyone in our class passed.
Yeah, for the NCLEX, and that's what you got to get through nursing school, but you need to pass the NCLEX, because if you don't pass that NCLEX, no nursing for you.
I mean, you can try. I think you can take it 3 times.
Yeah,
up to 3 times. And it's like a month in between, something like that. I don't know. We didn't have to know because we passed it.
Thank the Lord, we passed it all.
Yes.
We passed it all. So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's talk about nursing school since we've been on this topic.
Okay.
How did you feel like nursing school was for you? Like, how did you get through it? What would you say was your pros that really helped you get through the whole process?
Definitely the people I met there. I'll say that. So obviously that's like my closest friends that I've met there is you, Vanessa, Velo, Shar, Ray, London. You guys are my crew, my gang. So like those, without our study group, I really like don't know if I would have made it through. You know, like there's times where I studied on my own, and you know, independent studying is good, but also having a crew, having a group to bounce off ideas. You know, what you learned, or because you might think a concept means something and then someone in your group thinks it means a whole other thing. Yes. And now it's like you kind of got to go back and forth, and then at the end of the day you go back to the teacher and get that information, make sure it's all correct. But you guys, definitely my family. You know, my mom would cook for me and bring me meals sometimes when it was too much for me to cook. My dad would drop the stuff off for me, or just like come check on me.
Right.
And also like I would use him to study and do like a call or a teach back method. So I would teach him something, even though he didn't even know what I was talking about.
Right.
He had no idea like what I meant by what is it, like arrhythmias and like what to do with them, you know, it's cardinism, all that type of stuff. But like I would teach him about it and like heart failure and everything, and then he would try and read it back to me, but otherwise like he would tell me, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense the way you explain it. So if I can make it make sense for someone who knows nothing, then I know something.
Exactly.
So that
exactly.
Helped. And God, of course, honestly, when it came down to it, praying, really making sure that like if I felt deterred or that I didn't have the right mental space to go on and continue studying, or that I thought I was going to fail, like I really just like prayed and made sure I was grounded in that way.
Okay, that's really good. I completely agree. Nursing school, you would feel like you're like the sugar honey iced tea when you pass an exam, but when you fail an exam, it brings all emotions. Like you feel stupid, you feel like you can't accomplish everything, you just feel weak and like you just can't do it, and you have to like not let all those sounds, you know, all those little noises in your head get to you, because even if you fail the exam, you have to start focusing on the next exam.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a big common misconception that people think, like, if you fail an exam, you fail nursing school. And that's what I used to think, because that's, like, what people say, like, you can't fail. But, like, you can fail tests. Yeah. Not saying you should. You should definitely, like, do your best, try, you know, as hard as you can, study for, you know, for a good amount of time. And that's another thing I'll get into, because people be staying up till 1, 2 in the morning. Couldn't be me. Yeah. Couldn't be me or any of the people I study with, because that's insane. But it depends. Maybe I did that, like, nah, not even. Yeah. But when it comes to, like, failing tests, I think I've failed, like, 2, maybe 3 tests at times, like, maybe even per semester, like I definitely failed tests, and I got through it because at the end of the day, you pick yourself up, you got to focus on the next one, and as long as you do well on the next one and the next one after that, you know, you're cool. But you have room to kind of like fail and then get better. And also, if you don't fail, like, how are you going to get better the next time?
So. Agree. And every point counts. Yeah. A little mini quiz, an exam. Questions. A win is a win.
Math. Oh, my God, brother.
A win is a win. We will. Homework. You just have to take it
and show up. And you literally just gotta show up, show out.
Right. Yes, you can. So I agree with you. I think for me, I go to school with my sister, and she didn't come with me this time. Yeah. So I was like a little depressed.
She did LPN school with you, right?
Yep, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
did you say that? For anyone who doesn't know, Vila was an LPN before she even was a nurse. So like, she already had that medical healthcare charisma inside of her. So she. Yeah. I thought that was amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was like 2 of us that was there, but it was good to actually have people. I remember you in London, you'll meet her. You guys approached me like, do you want to study with us? And I was like, okay. And you don't understand how grateful in my heart and my soul and everything, how much that meant. Yeah. Because when you don't have your usual person and now you're in a whole new environment and don't know who to speak to, that approach meant everything to me. And I think you guys, like, seriously, I do thank you guys for, like, help. Like, we as a team grew, and just pushing each other, like you said, definitely helped. But, okay, now we passed that. We finished nursing school. We did that. We passed the NCLEX. Yes. Kudos to us. Hey, yes. So now you are a nurse. Yeah. Right. And what unit do you work in?
So I actually, where's my sweatshirt? I am on I don't even know if you guys can really say it, but it says critical care. It's a step down unit. So I've actually before I went to nursing school, I was a CNA. So going into nursing school, I already was good with, patient care. Right. Getting rapport with them and stuff like that. Like, I was never scared to walk in a patient's room. So, like, I always found it funny during clinicals, people be like, do I go into what do I do? I'll be like, they're just people. Like, they're just people, they're just sick. Right. So going from there and then to nursing school, and then so I'm a nurse on that same unit.
Amazing.
Yeah, so being on that step down unit as a CNA and then going from CNA to nurse is really cool because it's like I get to see kind of both sides of things. Yeah. And I also have a huge appreciation for our CNAs.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They are a big help. And, they need to be appreciated. And especially when they're stuck in those one-to-ones, go check on your CNAs, y'all. Yes. Because I wasn't there.
When you have a good CNA, like, I'm not going to lie, as an LPN, I did get trained by a CNA because we had to go through, I worked at Fox Subacute. It was a trach and vent facility. And that was, like, my first big LPN job. Yeah. And we had to train, like, a few weeks with CNAs. I respect CNAs, like, people be trying to downplay it, and it's like, do not downplay your CNA. First and foremost, if you don't do teamwork, you need your CNAs when the patient have the wound. You need to collaborate with each other in order to, like, get there. You know what I mean? And sometimes there are some nurses that are a little, like, no, and just act funny, which I don't get because teamwork make the dream work. And I be so confused on when people do that.
Because imagine you being mean to your CNA and not giving them respect, and then next time you need them, guess what? They're not going to be around.
Period.
Because this is their job, yes, but they're not like us where they can just they can just not do stuff. They can not help you.
They could literally
They can really just not help you.
I had recently at my job, I had she's a PCT. Homegirl was just like, I'm not doing it. I was like,
bet. Okay. Sure.
I guess, so when you have a good CNA and stuff, you definitely do show appreciation. Yeah. So, and I think that honestly, when you do goals, like you see how you were CNA and then you became an RN and like how was like LPN to RN, you do value and appreciate patient care more and just like, you can connect more with the patients in my opinion.
I can see a difference in the nurses who were CNAs before and then being nurses like right after high school.
That's amazing.
But I do love the unit I'm on.
Well, let's speak about that. Yeah. So you're in the what unit?
So it's step down unit.
And what does that entail? What is a step down unit?
So a step down unit is literally a step down from ICU. So like once the patient's so that's why I still consider critical care. But it's not ICU in terms of they're ventilated, intubated, or like they have we get vents, not intubated and sedated, all that stuff. Okay. So and they don't have all those monitors. Like, we have monitors, but not the, I think that ICU monitors are way more intense.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's literally a step down
Okay.
from anywhere. So, if people come on our floor, you can either get better, you can go, or you also die. So, it's like, it's a good floor because you learn a lot. It's
you
the
learn
truth.
a lot.
Like,
it's a lot of critical care.
Our floor is literally the in-between ground of everything. So, we have patients that do pass away, and we have patients that get better.
Right.
Obviously, the goal is for them to get better, but... Yeah,
things happen. Okay. Like, there's this whole little misconception that, like, night shift workers, because we're
night shift workers. Sorry.
Night shift
workers. I work night shift too.
She works night shift. I work night shift. Actually have a shift. But a lot of people just like to think night shift workers don't work.
And there's definitely, of course there's more hustle and bustle because there's visitors, there's doctors, there's all the therapists and stuff like that. On night shift we have respiratory, and then we have residents and no family. Unless they stay over, which can happen on our floor. But still, like,
we're short staffed. Yeah. There are a lot of
we don't have resources like they do on day shift.
Thank goodness for the educators that are there. But I mean, besides that, we have no resources. There's a lot of times it's like one PCT. Mm-hmm. There are times that we don't even have PCT.
We have one CNA, or like sometimes there are none if they're all in one-to-ones and they have no people to send.
And then you still have to do everything. You have to do your vitals. You have to do everything. Yeah. And then you still have to give meds. And then if you have a critical patient, oh my gosh. Yeah. But guess what? We're night shift. We don't work.
No, it's fine. Like, why would we do that? Why would we give...
Just the other day, I got beat up by a little cute old Haitian lady, but she was Haitian, so I was like, that's my girl. But I mean, I love the fact that she was feisty, because at 97, go ahead, girl, but she was so restless, and we've been getting psych patients. She was kicking. She almost two-pieced me, but thank God I like bobbed and weaved real quick. And she held it down, but she definitely tried to get me good, and I was just like, I just want to hug her. She's like my grandma, but still... It happens. And like, matter of fact, speaking of that, lately we've been seeing in the news, a lot of things that's been going on with nurses being attacked. In Florida, there was that nurse, Miss Law or Mrs. Law. She got attacked by a man, and he brutalized her. Like, he beat up her face. She has like so many broken bones. She's actually on a Dopov tool. I think she's trached as well. And she's trached. Then there was actually another one a few months back. A nurse, I believe her name was Letitia Shannon. She was in the VA in Georgia, and she was actually attacked by a patient during her work hours. And apparently what happened was that they didn't want to... She said that she was suffering through PTSD, and they didn't want to... She had to use all her vacation days, and they wanted her to just come back to work after being brutally attacked by patients.
What?
So, so...
I'm more caught up on Low. She was the one that's ventilated and everything. I mean, of course you're going to get PTSD. I wouldn't even be sure if I want to come back to work. Or, like, I was just telling Vanessa before we got onto this podcast, like, because we were talking about it. I was like, if anything like that happened to me, I don't even know if I could come back to at least that type of nursing. Like, I love nursing, and although, like, I love the chaotic craziness, which is why, so, like, I love my unit, but I do want to go to the ER, I believe. Right. So that is crazy, because I'm actually, it kind of deters me from wanting to do that, because, like, especially here in Philly, shit gets wild.
It gets wild.
I don't know if I can cuss on it gets wild. So
this is like, talk nursing to me. So we're gonna talk the real. We're gonna say what it is. Crazy. It's crazy.
I don't want to get, and I already get beat up on my floor.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
And so like, and coming to the ER, they're not stable yet. Yeah. That's the whole point why they're in the ER. And all of a sudden they're 1-2, and like, I'm a 1-2. No.
No.
But like,
you said exact. So in my heart. So like last week I had a patient, and he was a tall patient. Oh, he was tall. He was huge. A very nice guy, but I can tell he just was probably having a manic phase. Mm-hmm. And in my heart, I'm like, God, please protect me, because this man, he's tall, he's big, he's hovering over me. And I'm over here like, okay, sir, let's sit down. Okay, I need you to stop talking. Because he was like,
in the manic phase too?
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
That's when you start inching doors.
So I'm over here like, okay, I need you to be quiet for a second. And in my heart, I'm trying to stay stern. Like, I'm stern with him, but I mean, homie could have two-pieced me
100%.
Real quick. 100%. And I mean, thank you, God, because I took a MOAB, like it's like an aggressive behavior course, how to react if someone is reacting. And they literally say, like, you kind of have to put your hands up. You can't put yourself in a fist, because then you're attacking. Put your hands open. Exactly. Yeah. So my instincts is not keeping open. My mama told me,
I'm from New York, baby.
I'm from New York, honey. If somebody hit me, hit them back. So, but you can't do that because you're licensed. You worked hard.
You worked hard for this license. Don't screw it up by trying to beat someone up.
But how do you protect yourself at the same time? Because look what happened to, Letitia Shannon or Miss Lowell. How do we protect ourselves? The guy was beating. He broke her face, literally. She's on a Dopop tube. She cannot eat for herself. She is on a trach. They weaned her off and on the ventilator. How do you protect yourself? You get what I mean? To come back to bedside.
Like, I would be scared to even go in that room.
Right.
Walking in the hospital, seeing certain types of patients.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's scary.
It is scary.
It's scary.
I would want to quit and maybe do like a soft nursing job.
Exactly.
Like Botox.
Yeah. Or something like Botox.
Something that I don't have to like be in the hospital for.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with everything that's going on, it is scared. And maybe probably these future nurses wouldn't want to do it when they see all these things in the news.
It's going to deter people from even going into nursing, I feel like.
And we need nurses.
We do.
If you want to be a nurse, don't do it for the money.
There's a lot of TikToks out there that are
do not
get in the bag.
The TikTok. Don't let TikTok fool you.
Like wasn't it your last podcast that you said? Yeah. Your cousin had said, she was like, don't think that just because like you get a check, next thing you know you got a bag. Like, a nice little Gucci bag. Like, it doesn't work like that. I'm sure if you want to spend your whole check, sure,
right,
go ahead and do that.
Right. So that was my sis, and she said
sister,
that.
Okay,
yeah, she was just like 2 checks and it's true. First and foremost, if you live by yourself,
you got bills.
You have bills, right?
Yes.
If you have responsibilities, let it be a kid or a dog. Because I know you got a cute
puppy.
She just got a puppy. So cute. And that's a responsibility within itself. And if you have parents that are getting older, you have to prepare certain things.
Yeah.
So you can't just, let me pay on a Louis bag or a Birkin bag or we out on a vacation after one check. Sweetheart, how much hours are you really putting in? We are going on vacation.
But we work for it. We've been working, and it's like the same thing as you work, you save, you pay your bills.
You save, yes.
And then of course you can go on vacation. I'm actually so excited to go on vacation.
I am excited because Carnival, we gotta pay some Carnival. I'll be so excited. It's gonna be a time. And it was definitely a warning because my main reason of wanting to go is I knew I just graduated with my BSN.
Hey, oh yes, she did. You just got your bachelor's.
Yeah,
I'm still working on mine. Well, I gotta get mine, but
and I'm gonna hold her to it. But Danny, I am so happy that you came. I like this whole thing, just seeing your journey from where you were and where you are now, and really walking and stepping into your unit and saying, I am that girl, Yes, and eventually, you can maneuver yourself. You do not have to always stay in the unit that you started with. It is great that that you had prior experiences as a CNA with your unit. Yeah. So, if you ED is where you want to be.
We're gonna see. TBD.
Nursing school will not only it's not only your always win. There are times that you don't pass, and the best thing is having great support system, having friends and people that you can talk back to that can encourage you to keep pushing forward. So again, I appreciate you and the ladies that I definitely had a great experience nursing school. I wouldn't have done it as well as I did without, first God and him giving me amazing peers that I can work with / friends because you guys are amazing. So thank you. And thank you so much. Yes, thank you for coming to talk nursing to me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tune in again. You might see Nurse Danny again. So
you will. You will. This was really fun. I love podcasts.
Pull up. Yeah, so thank you again. Thank you. Well, thank you guys. Bye.